Today, when the Macedonian Scientific Society of Bitola celebrates its Golden Jubilee, 50 years of its existence and successful work and development, it is a good occasion and opportunity to say a word or two about this noble creative activity by which the members of this particular societally useful association have been dealing continuously with more or less success in these past 5 whole decades. It is well known that the creation of a certain scientific and artistic value since always and today represents a very complex and painstaking intellectual process. But when this should be done in the contemporary conditions of global economic crisis with very little or no money, as it is done in the Republic of Macedonia, it is very difficult and simply seems impossible. Actually, one can rightfully note that never before has there been such a lot of material and human resources such as it has today as a prerequisite for overall development and for activity with scientific and artistic work. However, it is also a fact that never as much as it is today, the information, that is knowledge and needs, have so explosively increased, and accordingly, the desires for a better and more quality life and the work of all the intellectuals from all over the meridians, even here. It is natural the wishes to be always before and always bigger than the opportunities, but is unnatural and irrational to think that this dialectical contradiction can be resolved without major investments in education and science. The significance and the state of science in our society have been discussed on many occasions, but little has been said about its future, since it is very difficult to predict the development of the society, including science in it, in particular, if we take long-term prediction into consideration. Globally, the existence, growth, and development of science and the scientific thought are considered a real miracle, which is a unique, unrepeatable phenomenon of the biological evolution in the development of human brain. From a biological perspective, it is common knowledge that human beings are the only living beings on the planet Earth who appeared in the course of evolution by chance and who are able to think realistically, and more importantly, they are also able to think in abstract terms, to memorize, to speak, to experience a range of emotions, to have fun, to laugh, to mourn, to love, to write and do calculations, to create and develop new cultural values. All these activities served as a basis of various civilizations that have been changing in the course of history, one after the other, progressively, regardless of which ones were the carriers of progressive developmental trends. Scientific development has been creating material and spiritual values with an abstract and practical applicative character, which in the past millennium were enlarging the material and spiritual treasures of humankind. It was realized worldwide 40 years ago that neither capital nor raw resources were crucial factors for the economic growth of a country, but on the contrary, the quality of human resources, namely their scientific level and technical progress. Nowadays, the knowledge that people have on their disposal, as well as the social and individual ability to utilize that knowledge, determine the future of each society. In the past so-called post-industrial area, which implies a society with a high level of human labor productivity, advanced technology and information systems, high level of urbanization in which the employment in the tertiary and quaternary sector, education and science, surpasses the employment in the immediate material production, whereas knowledge acquisition is no longer within the domain of the general and common consumption, but it is the domain of the productive expenses, in its broader sense of the word. Having entered the new information era, the need for structural changes and adaptations was strongly imposed, firstly in the economic structures, with an orientation towards the sectors of modern and high technology which can take over certain human intellectual functions pertaining to control and operation-related tasks. The ever-rising growth of information, which are built in every product of the so-called non-material goods, non-material in the terms of the large quantity of information which these products contain, a new historic type of products have been created, defined as software products. So far, in the world of science, numerous disciplines and sub-disciplines have emerged, of which a short list is difficult to present, let alone to be mastered and comprehended by a single individual, no matter how extraordinarily experienced, capable, and distinguished scientist this individual might be. It is claimed throughout the world that the time of global philosophers and experts has elapsed. Hence, today's typical scientists are regarded as narrow specialists who at the same time are big ignoramuses, since the quantity of the new knowledge is continuously increasing and is almost impossible to follow the boom of scientific information and technologies, as well as to gather and create those information in one single place or a few places, especially if more scientific disciplines are concerned. The former tendency of science to concentrate in the wealthiest and the most developed industrial countries, United States of America, Japan, Germany, was assessed as negative due to the fact that they constantly recruit and attract the most talented young researchers from the underdeveloped and poor countries. This loss of intellectual substance deprives these countries of their most valuable development resource, allowing young and prospective talents to build their scientific career in the world-famous centers where, unfortunately, they are really provided with better living and research conditions. Consequently, never or rarely do they return to their motherland to work and creatively do scientific research. The very first association that springs to many people's minds when they hear the phrase United Europe is the visa-free regime, as well as better living standards obtained through getting jobs in the countries of the European Union. The only few people that the main objective of United Europe is creating a European society of knowledge which rests upon two basic pillars: a common European research area and a common European higher education area, whose realization will have a special strategic place in the Euro integration until 2010. Therefore, recently, one gets the impression that the most developed countries in Europe and the world in general are abandoning their policy of attracting and keeping scientific research human potentials within their borders, but quite on the contrary, now they insist upon disseminating the scientific findings and experience and providing equipment for the existing modest scientific research centers in the countries of Eastern and Southeastern Europe, financed by various financial programs and donations. Unfortunately, these underdeveloped regions on the Balkans underutilize these financial opportunities owing to the lack of competent scientific research staff capable of accepting and realizing these programmed finances in their countries. The legislative branch of the Republic of Macedonia, forced by the great unemployment of 30%, recently has made a false move by excluding a huge number of retired university professors from active work at the universities, except for their involvement in participations of doctoral theses. Unfortunately, this mistake has been soon detected and corrected by allowing the full-time professors to resume work until they reach the age of 70 as it was the case previously, so that they would fill in the deficit of quality, renowned teachers, researchers in a lot of newly established faculties and study programs throughout the country. Owing to the fact that the development of each and every country should not be based solely on foreign experience, knowledge, and technologies, which are most frequently offered as absolute technologies or as absolute technological equipment, it is necessary to rely on our own scientific expert capacities, which would oppose the imports of such absolute equipment. Hence, we are hopeful that the Macedonian Scientific Association of Bitola, established 50 years ago, will have the chance not only to survive, but to exist further successfully, to be active and to develop itself, and to instigate the local, regional, and state development in general. At the time of its modest beginnings 5 decades ago, the association had only 12 members, whereas today it has 260 members. This quantity yields and brings new quality, which is not just a simple dialectic, but a genuine necessity and logic that accompany this association from its establishment to date. 10 years ago, the association was objectively criticized for its unfavorable age structure, since the membership to the association predominantly comprised retired university professors and other older researchers due to lack of continuous natural rejuvenation. In the course of the last couple of years, this structure has been significantly changed, with the accession of younger researchers and teachers who hold the titles of MA, MS, PhD, or young artists and writers who have been proven to be quite active, which could be confirmed by their significant publishing activities not only within the association journal Prilozi, but also within other journals and publishing houses and institutions in the country and abroad. Currently, the junction of the older members' experience and the dynamic imposed by the young and ambitious members of the association will contribute to the creation of a new climate, new livelihood and pleasure to be a member, but also to work within and outside the Macedonian Scientific Association at the universities in the country and abroad. It is also worth noting that certain number of compatriots and other scientists and researchers are interested in becoming members to the association and establishing a close cooperation with the MSA. The new advanced techniques of communication make rapid exchange of experience, opinion, evaluation of research results, planning, and applications preparation for joint projects possible. The attempt to make predictions about the future of science in the world and in our country leads to a numerous paradoxes, and it seems to be an overambitious venture. However, in the last 30 years, it was easy to notice an emphasized process of joining scientific disciplines, a process of reduction which occasionally involved distant scientific areas, the junction of physics and chemistry into what became known as quantum physics is a widely known and acknowledged successful joining than the junction of biology and physics known as biophysics, or the junction of biology with physics and chemistry into the interdisciplinary science known as molecular biology. Such reduction of the number of monodisciplines into single sciences on an interdisciplinary basis took place among other scientific disciplines such as, for instance, biology and sociology, biosociology, or applied mathematics with biology, biostatics, and especially informatics with a number of other scientific disciplines, which led to an evident evolution in science, in particular in the social sciences. Nowadays, the new technologies have been characterized by three essential features. First, close mutual connection, which enriches them, supports, and instigates them all. Second, they all have universal property of being present in various industries or service sectors' activities, altering their production processes. And third, they enhance and disseminate the process of production, internationalization, the processes of globalization, labor division, and ever-increasing interdependency of producers globally. They deepen the processes of integration and multidimensionality and multinationality of the contemporary world economy. Therefore, our modest scientific policy as a Macedonian Scientific Association should stimulate heterogeneous, interdisciplinary, and multidisciplinary, and especially international teamwork. It is a common knowledge that teamwork is the future of doing scientific research, not only in our country, but in the world in general, by setting up teams which include members with various professions and expertise from various institutions and countries, and who will complement each other. Actually, this opportunity for teamwork is also possible among members of the 7 distinct departments of MSA, but to date, it hasn't been fully exploited. Much to the delight of all the members, the proposal of the president of the managing board of MSA has been accepted, and subsequently the idea of organizing applicable training centers within the MSA and within the domain of highly applicable scientific areas was implemented. One such instance in the establishment of the Center of Training and Implementation of Food Quality and Safety Systems, which so far has proved to be a very successful as well as financially sustainable model. This successful starting point is expected to stimulate the remaining members of the MSA from the other departments, for example, the Department of Technology, the Department of Medicine, and so on, as well as the Department of Arts, to organize similar applicable centers within the society. In order for MSA to be capable of creating its own research plans and goals in the future, it must be aware of the fact that the background of this enhanced technological headway in the world is due to the realistic success of modern theoretical sciences, which are accountable for the real revolutionary feat. Consequently, nowadays, the existing theoretical views on physical reality have been significantly altered. Furthermore, the way of thinking in various fundamental scientific disciplines has been transformed. For instance, the latest achievements of modern physics and quantum physics, molecular biology, and genetics, or nonlinear thermodynamics break up completely with the old theories. This implies that there are new ways of comprehending space, time, movement, mass and energy, the evolution of living beings, the creation of the planet Earth and the universe. Thus, for instance, the newest findings in the field of the invisible in biology, research into the microstructure of cells, chromosomes, and genes, linked with the development of genetic engineering and the creation of genetically modified plants and animals, then the application of the microprocesses in the atmospheric research, hydro and lithosphere of the Earth, etc., have been changed not only the way of the previous concepts, but also the technologies used in those fields. It has been stated, with a slight delay, that the detrimental influence upon the environment by the controllable industrial development, especially in the most developed countries in the world, has led to a potential ecological disaster with a greenhouse effect and the appearance of ozone holes in the atmosphere, as well as the evident climate changes closely associated with the global warming, which has strong negative effects upon the animals, plants, and people's health, including the material treasures of the civilization, floods, earthquakes, typhoons, tornadoes, the appearance of mass allergies and a huge number of consumers allergic to food produced with GMO, the appearance of cancerous and teratogen health consequences due to exposure to enormous insolation, as well as due to using food and water contaminated with various chemical substances, pesticides, herbicides, hormones, antibiotics, etc., medicines for animals and people, which are being used to protect animals, domestic animals, or to cure people's diseases. On the other hand, the latest information on the development of modern IT and nanotechnologies in the world caused revolution by taking advantages of the applicative opportunities of these theoretical achievements of the contemporary science. Moreover, the new scientific disciplines, the game theory, cybernetics, topology have led to the creation of a new scientific discipline, the so-called theory of complex system management. Finally, science should make a contribution towards changes in the role of the state, which should start to modify itself gradually in terms of strengthening the influence on the formation and development of the economic institutions of the system, then rational use of economic resources, especially human resources, and utilization of social capital through the policy of investing in national priorities or realization of strategic objectives to ensure a critical mass of knowledge, personnel, and material resources, as well as successful and timely introduction of technological innovations, particularly in the underdeveloped countries, including our own country. One should bear in mind that the Macedonian scientific research system is in a state of evident crisis for a long period of time, owing to the fact that the science, despite all its efforts in the past period, has not yet received the treatment of a driving and productive force in the society. However, it seems that in the last 2 years, certain processes for altering the treatment not only of education but also of science in the Republic of Macedonia have been initiated. These processes of changing the treatment of science could especially be noticed in the altered financial support to the Macedonian Academy of Sciences and Arts in Skopje. Taking that into consideration from the perspective of the Macedonian Scientific Association in Bitola, it can be stated the financial situation is more than alarming in the last 10 years. Only an insignificant number of quality project application has been accepted so far by the line ministries and awarded with a relatively insignificant financial means. The local self-government of the municipality of Bitola slowly but surely is starting to change its attitude towards the association. In 2008 and 2009, the municipality provided support for a couple of significant publishing projects and assisted the organization of an important specialized scientific gathering on demographic problems. As a result of this financing policy of the scientific activities of the scientific associations, which originally existed in several towns throughout Macedonia, today they have ceased their activities with the exception of the Association of Science and Art of the town of Prilep, which still fights for its survival and in that respect bears a great similarity with our association. In fact, the professor, Dr. Nikola Boshale, was right when he wrote more than 20 years ago in his monograph, Scientific Works in Macedonia, Creation, especially scientific creation, becomes an inalienable human right as an expression of their discerned and realized liberty. The realization of this creative human liberty and the inalienable human right to creative work is what the Macedonia Scientific Association continuously, from almost half a century, attempts to provide to individuals who, regardless of the reasons, didn't have a chance to fulfill their ambitions as researchers, scientists, artists, writers, rationalizers, innovators, or creators of patents via their professional working position at the universities institutes, the industrial and non-industrial organizations, if they are employment or if they are not in employment, for example, the pensioners, redundant workers, or the numerous young unemployed experts. The association makes truthful attempts to provide equal opportunities to all its members and also to those who cooperate with it on various grounds and on various occasions, regardless of their age, sex, religious, political or national determination, to realize their liberty and the inalienable right to creative work, providing, of course, those individuals or groups show not only interest and willingness, but also capability, and providing all those activities are within the financial and other boundaries of the association awarded by the industrial sector and the wider social community in general. Eventually, we should recall and never forget the maximum which states that the social and private money invested in education and science directly or indirectly returns multiplied to the industry and the society as whole. The above mention represents a sufficient reason to continue with the affirmation and support for the existence and development of this type of associations of creative citizens, such as the Macedonia Scientific Association in Bitola. In that respect, the stimulating measures of the wider social community should be put into effect via the local self-government of the municipality of Bitola, alongside with the necessary material aid on the part of the industries in the country. The evident sources of funding on the part of various sponsors, foundations and other international programs and pre-association funds, which should open up as an opportunity, especially after we have gained the date for negotiations for joining the NATO and the EU, should not be neglected. And in case the scientific sector of the Republic of Macedonia should be revived alongside with ameliorating the financial status of the scientific research personnel and institutions, due to the fact that it is far beyond the status of the other intellectual sectors or the status of the intellectuals included in the business sector. The real scientists in the world and in our country has always been prepared to sacrifice the material benefits in favor of the contention they obtain from their work. But yet there are some final limits that should be respected by the wider social community and industry of a country, provided that the country is concerned about owning its own science and higher education. To conclude, we would also like to add that we have presented the states of science and arts to the best of our knowledge, and we would be very pleased if somebody else can offer brighter views on these states in today's Macedonian science and art, and especially in the Macedonian Scientific Association of Town of Bitola, as well as to suggest additional and alternative recommendations for recovering from the current crisis in the field of science and art. In order to be able to see the entire up to now, but also future progressive component of the MSS, it is necessary to consider the past, but also the present, seen through the articulation of the contemporaries, active members of the society, because it is an old saying that the history of our society should be our mother teacher for perception of our present, but also for prediction of our future in the development of the scientific thought in us. So, we should look and hear the authentic views of a member of seniors, but also from the younger members of the MSS who once, and a certain number today, actively participate, making visible efforts for enrichment of the contents and methods of work of this important association, for which we can freely say today it is already recognizable as an institution in the development and affirmation of the Macedonian science and art here and abroad.